All right, now it's time to create our brand identity, and this is one of my favorite things to do because it just helps us conceptualize the whole brand in terms of design. We bring together our color palette, our logo, the fonts, the different elements we want to use, and I'm going to show you guys an example of a brand who's done this. So let's go over to Pinterest, brand identity. And there we go. So as you guys can see, they bring together all the bits that they've been working on. So here they also brought their black and white version, the alt logos, the different fonts. And for every brand, it's different, really. And that all depends on what you're looking for. So some brands label things, especially if they're doing work for another brand. So it's a commission for another brand. But also if you're working with a team, it could help to label everything. Here are the brand logos, fonts, elements, and just how complex you would like it to be. So I'm just going to come back here and I'm going to create a design. I'm going to opt for either you want to go for A4 paper or something longer. You could also do horizontal. Some brands do that, but I prefer the vertical version. And think about what you want to include. Think about what you will need along the way. You could do the logo with different backgrounds, different colors. For example, these are very neat and clean. This is probably like a commission. So all the different elements used here, the color palette here. You could keep it really simple, especially for starting out, and just include the basic things that you'll need. So I went ahead and I downloaded my logo with the color, so the colored version. And I'm just gonna open it here and drag it straight there. And now I have it here. I'm gonna make 2 of these. Maybe I can sandwich the document or have this go under. All right. I can also group these 2. Move it around. I think I'm going to keep it at the top for now. And then let's say the fonts that I want to use. I can also add multiple pages. So for text, I've saved some here. So I really like farm to table. I'm gonna have this here. Hugs and kisses, which is the Fredoka one that I was thinking about using for my logo. I just want to give myself as many options as possible. Let me narrow these guys down actually. Save some space. Okay. And then I can do a mood board or any different element that I want to use. So let's say the elements. I'm going to go over to elements. And I'm gonna type in circle. I really like the strokes, but this is too narrow. I need something that's a little thicker. Yeah, this is quite nice. I'm gonna bring the, although it's has a gradient and I don't like that, so. Okay, this is pretty nice. You can go to the magic recommendations. This is perfect. Let me just change the color. Maybe I can turn this into the yellow. And I know that I want to use these two. All right. Also, for the mood board, I could even do that. So let me just move these a little higher. I can create a very narrow mood board across. So I'm just going to search agriculture, maybe. Filter it. And add photos that exude the mood that I want them to. So this one, and then maybe this one. There we go. And I could add other components such as the alt logos that we saw. So I'm just going to come here and I'm going to select the lemon here, copy it and paste it. So it's going to be up there. And I'm going to make two of these because I want one of them to be black and white and the other one to be colored. All right, move these to the corner. Now, a lot of brands put a separate color palette as well. So, for example, this photo that we saw here, let me open it in a new tab. They put all the colors that they were using, and this is usually because they have a lot of colors, but because I only have around 2 to 3, let's say I decide to use a creme beige color as seen here, I'm not going to do that because I don't want to overcrowd the board, but you could always do that if you wanted to. Just create a different slot for the color palettes. You could have them be in brush strokes, in circles. So, for example, let's say squares. I could line up 3 different squares or rectangles even. So just move these aside. And I could just consider this to be my color palette. Like so. All right. One other thing that I want to do, but like I said, I'm not going to have this here because my color palette is rather simple and it's easy to find. I do want to, however, make an alt logo with the M. I might use it later on because it does look like a fish upside down, fish coming from down to up, like it wants to grab something. So I'm just going to copy, let's say, the M. Paste it, bring it here. There we go. I could have one of them be black, the other one maybe yellow. And I'm also gonna add the eyes. I think I'll keep them both. Black, there we go. So I could also use that. And again, when it comes to elements, I could have things like leaves or fruits and vegetables. So for example, vegetable, graphics, I could choose like a simple line art maybe. This one. Or any other thing that you would like. All right, and one more thing about the color palette. So I'm just gonna zoom out. About the color palette is that I could simply save up to 3 colors with my free account. So the brand kit, if I do want to add my logo or the fonts, I do need a pro account, but for the colors I don't really need one. So I can add up to 3 colors, which is how much I have. I could choose whichever color I like. However, Canva has already picked up the colors that I'm using, so I don't have to worry about it too much. All right, now I can label this. Let me write Comedo brand identity. And just to show you guys that each element can easily be pasted onto another Canva tab. So I have this tab open here. I've copied this and I can paste it right here. So there we go. Feel free to add or remove anything that you'd like here. It's totally up to you what you include in your brand identity. Maybe even if you're not so sure about the logo yet, you could include the different fonts as many brands do. And again, always try to look for inspiration. I'm just going to save this and then we'll move on.